Welcome to Fade Masters. I'm your host, Niki Mohrdar, coming to you from the heart of Vancouver, British Columbia. We're about to head to a barber shop in the historic Gastown region, where over the next 6 episodes, a talented and diverse group of barbers will compete in a cutting-edge and intense competition. This is Fade Masters. We've selected 8 highly competitive barbers, each with their own unique style and fascinating story. The pressure's on as we put these barbers to the test and see who will rise to the top.
I am a competitive person. This is a challenge, this is an experience, so I took upon myself to take it.
I really like challenging myself, especially with barbering. I just want to be the Fade Master 2025.
In each episode, barbers will go head-to-head in a challenge to test their skills and showcase their talents. Who will be the next Fade Master?
I think winning Fade Masters would just give me so much excitement and confidence, and I don't think I'll ever shut up about it.
I feel really good about this, so I think it's actually going to be a big part of my experience as a barber.
Their work will be judged by our master barber, Cody Usak, of the members-only barbershop.
And in each episode, I'll be joined by a guest judge at the top of the barbering game.
I really want to get my name out there, and I want people to recognize me and my skill. And I know I'm gonna do good.
I'm definitely there to win for sure, for sure. Like I said, I got the modern techniques. I'll have the crispiest fades in the game. So we'll see how it goes.
Are these barbers ready to push themselves to the limit and prove they've got what it takes? Or will they crumble under the sheer pressure?
I'm very excited for the competition. I've never really been in a competition before.
I'm pretty competitive, but I'm more competitive with myself than I am with other people.
So let's see who will emerge as champion and take home that top prize, the one and only Fade Masters trophy that they can flex in their shop.
Welcome
To the very first episode of
Fade Masters. Welcome, barbers. We can't wait to see what you're about to cook up. Cut off, snip off, whatever it is you're about to do, Cody and I will be with you every step of the way.
And we have a special guest judge coming in today, and I cannot wait to introduce him to you guys. Today in the first round, we're gonna be judging on creativity and execution. We're gonna be nitpicking everything and really criticizing these cuts, so don't disappoint me, please.
Yeah, don't disappoint him. And also, don't mess up the model's hair, because that would be embarrassing too.
My name is Cody Usak. I'm the owner of Members Only Barbers, and I'm one of the go-to barbers in the Vancouver film industry. When I got into the industry over 15 years ago and decided to sign up for barbering school, I just knew I could make some moves and have a big impact with the passion that I've now grown. I got into a barbershop and started building up clientele there. Remember first getting like local soccer team, the Vancouver Whitecaps. Gershon Kofi came in and started kind of getting cut by me. Slowly he brought his whole team in. Now I'm cutting the whole team. Got hit up by Nelly, who had seen my work on Instagram. I started getting messages from other actors and musicians, and they're like, hey, yo, I saw you work with my boy Nelly. He's super precise about his hair. They're like, if he trusts you, I trust you, you know? So having that someone vouching for you in the industry was super dope. And then since then, I've gone on to work with many A-list actors and top musicians in the world. You might not know me, but you've definitely seen my work. If you watch Netflix, Disney, HBO, any of that stuff, you've seen my work, I can guarantee it.
In this round, you'll have the creative freedom to create as you wish, so long as it's interesting and polished. So don't be boring, barbers. You'll have 40 minutes to complete this task, and then it's judges in, clippers down. Got it? Got it. All right, let's get ready and let's get cutting.
First rounds of this show, you get one shot. You gotta really bring your A game. Part of that is finding solutions to those problems on the fly. I do it every day in here. You know, like we show up 4 in the morning, there's problems always. Part of your skill set is problem solving.
Okay, so why don't you tell me a bit about what you're trying to achieve today?
I'm just trying to achieve making Danny feel good in their hair. I've been cutting Danny's hair for like 6 months. I know Danny's personality and what they would feel confident in every single day, and I just want to do that. And I think what I'll do is add a bunch of texture, just kind of re-blend some areas, because this wasn't my haircut that I gave them last, so I'm gonna reclaim this haircut and fix it up for them.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Are you feeling good about it, Danny?
Oh, I'm feeling really good. I know that Miko's gonna just
Crush it.
literally
Crush it. Yeah.
Gonna do so good.
My name's Miko. I'm from North Van, and now I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and cutting hair at Walton Inn Barbershop. I've been cutting hair for about 5 years professionally, but I've been cutting hair since I was a teenager, like 14 years old.
Okay, Kyle, so what are you doing here today?
I've never actually met Mike before. So right now we're just kind of going through Mike's hair, checking it out, see what type of texture he has.
So you still don't know what style you're going for today?
I'm debating between either keeping this nice combed over look, because Mike does have some problem area in the corner here. Not really a problem area, but more of a cowlick. When we're dealing with that kind of stuff, we can deal with the natural way that it moves. But again, I've never cut his hair, so I don't want to make a mistake. So we can either do that or do more of a quiff.
How are you feeling about this, Mike?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm trusting every word he says.
Every word? I wouldn't do that, buddy. My name's Kyle. I've been barbering for about 5+ years now. I work at Man Made. I've been there for about 2 years now. It's pretty fantastic. I quite enjoy the job. I do live in Kelowna, so driving out to Vancouver for the competition, not a problem at all.
While they're busy chopping away, it's time for us to meet our special guest judge.
I want to introduce y'all to a very special guest judge, Cameron Sterling. He's a huge staple in the barbering community here in Vancouver and a personal inspiration of mine on how a barber should be involved in their community. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
My name is Cameron Sterling. I've been cutting behind the chair for about 24, 25 years, and the last 9 years focusing on barbering, working out of Victory for the last 7. And every Sunday, my wife and I go down to Oppenheimer Park in the downtown east side and do free haircuts and massage on anybody that needs it for the community. The relationships you build, it's an honor being there for everybody's biggest life moments, whether you're traveling or getting married or somebody died, you hear about everything. About halfway through my marriage, my wife was about to leave me if I didn't quit drugs. I was using opiates and oxys and opium and all that. And I went to detox just up the street at Harbor Light. And 1 week after I got out of detox, I needed to do something and feel better about myself. Me and 2 friends started cutting hair on the downtown east side, about 4 blocks away from the detox center. And then it felt so good at the time, we never quit. And we're out there every week. It feels great to be a part of this show, just to see the new talent coming up, you know? I'm almost 50 years old next year, so it's really cool seeing how barbering has made a switch and getting a lot more technical and whatnot than when I first started. When I'm judging, I look for how it suits that person. You look at the person's style, what they're wearing, how they walked in the door, and does it suit them? Does it complete them as a person?
It all started like 6 years ago when I started going to a barbershop like every 9 days. I put a lot of value into how I was appearing at that time in my life because I was coming out of a pretty dark time. So when I was like 17, I became a heroin addict for about 5 years. And it's funny because when I was an addict, I didn't cut my hair once, the whole time. So for 5 years, I didn't have a haircut and my hair grew to like my waist. And when I finally got my haircut, I like cut it all off. A lot of people believe that hair holds memory. Cutting all my hair off was super liberating. Kind of coming to the realization that I could spend my money on things that made me feel good that would last long term instead of like a quick kind of fix really helped. Eventually the shop that I was going to was like, you're here a lot. Do you want to work here? And I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
I was seeing a girl. She was a barber. She had probably 10, 15 grand in cash sitting on her dresser when we were together and in a jar. I thought that was ridiculous because I was a carpenter and made maybe $100 a day. And I quit doing that. I have chronic shoulder pain from getting hit by a car and thought I'd try something a little bit easier. Absolutely fell in love with barbering. It's so artistic and I get to express myself every day and basically build connections with people and really build a community, and I quite love that. Started off apprenticing, did that for a year and a half, and just have been working on it ever since. I'm basically self-taught though, lots of YouTube, lots of trial and error, lots of bad haircuts, and then lots of good ones now.
I want to introduce our special guest judge, Cameron Sterling. We're gonna take a quick halfway look here at what you're all working on. So Miko, do we have any plans for the top, or what's?
Yeah, I'm gonna stylize the top a bit, maybe crop the fringe here, but not blunt. Add a bunch of texture and kind of match the length in the front to the length in the back here, just so.
And this won't be anything need to blow dry? Or,
No, just
awesome.
like literally just in the morning, good to go.
Nice and low maintenance.
Yeah. I like styles that are like the messier the better.
Yeah.
So Miko, is there any challenges you're trying to overcome with this particular cut today?
Yeah, similar to Kyle, Danny has pretty like fine hair and it's a bit of a doozy to fade. So I'm working my way through that. And also like the last haircut that Danny got wasn't a cut that I did. So honestly, I'm working at like rebalancing a lot of the weight throughout the hair and like Danny came in and it was like shorter in some spots, longer in some spots. So I'm just having to kind of like recreate the structure and the balance of the haircut. But I actually enjoy that, so I'm having fun. When you think of a barber shop, you think of like a bunch of men like cutting hair and like no women or queer people in the shop. And like I identify as non-binary and queer and like you don't really see that many people on TV doing this kind of job, you know? Like I want to show the world that you can be different and have a job in a male-dominated space and thrive and be successful.
And Kyle, you want to give us a breakdown of what's going on?
Yeah, so I've never met Mike before. Mike came in with a little bit more of a comb-over look. He cut off all of his hair like a month ago, so it's still kind of a little bit in shock. Just kind of dealing with his texture, going from there. I think we're gonna go for a little bit more of a messy, kind of quiff look today. The skin fade. I think it looks really nice. Got a little bit more work to do, obviously, a little bit more blending, but
You're only halfway here.
only halfway, so
we got
we're
lots of time,
close.
guys. Do you have any challenges that you're trying to overcome today, or?
Well, with Mike's hair specifically, with a little bit more of a finer texture, it's definitely getting a little bit harder to fade. There's quite a few lumps in the head too. We've been talking about that a bit, Mike.
Blame it on the client. Blame it on the head when the haircut's
Honestly, if we
bad.
redid this cut, I would change the location of fade. But that's just, again, just the disadvantage of never meeting your client before. But, you know, that's totally fine. We're here for just a good time, you know. We're gonna nail the rest of this cut, see how it goes, and you guys will be the final judge.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get a lot of my social battery from barbering. And when it's empty, and then I get to be an introvert and recharge my batteries. I grew up in Kelowna since 10 years old. Before then, I moved quite a lot. I didn't have the best childhood, some would say. Since I turned 19, I really focused a lot more on reading books, self-educating myself, and I love rock climbing, do hiking. I go for walks almost every day. I spend lots of my time by myself outside of work, but I enjoy that.
So what do we think's going on? What problems?
I have no
who's
idea how this
struggling?
is going to end. We got two strong competitors, both with very similar fine-haired models, which is always, you know.
Yeah, tough choice
can
on
be
the
tricky.
models. Yeah, it's
I
definitely.
want to see if all those lines are blended out. and I'm curious to see what Kyle will do with the lines on his.
Yep, absolutely. I feel like Miko has more creative style going on with that look.
So far.
And Kyle has more of a standard cut. Both have their perks, and when both executed nicely, they can potentially both be winners. So
he might have some surprises for us in the second half.
Yeah, we're only halfway, so he can really surprise us. I am curious to see if he's gonna touch the beard at all, as his client has a beard. That's something we're gonna find out here. I do generally judge people if they leave a blunt beard, even if you're not doing the beard.
I agree.
Because I feel like at the very least,
it's part of the haircut.
It's part of the haircut to blend that in. So we'll see if he does that. Miko, some cool techniques. His free blade technique is crazy. Miko has, you know, a smaller fade area, whereas Kyle has more of the whole perimeter of the head.
Yeah.
So I think
he has more of a canvas to work with.
He has a little bit of an advantage to showcase that fade.
And they're both working on models that seem pretty low maintenance and not going to be styling it meticulously. So it gives the cut a chance to shine.
It's kind of a battle between edgy and classic right now at this point.
And right now it could be either one standing in a winner's circle.
I think my speciality is analyzing the person's personality as well as the kind of hair that they have and making something for them that they're gonna feel comfortable in and feel empowered by. And like, I think that I'm really good at helping people see the potential in themselves, you know, and just feel good.
My specialty for barbering, I would say, would come with my scissor and razor work more than anything. I love the texture. I love the way it grows out. I don't like any lines in my haircuts. I want my guys to look amazing for 2 months. That's my goal always. Is the way it grows out is honestly my main goal when I am cutting hair.
Time's almost up, barbers. We're gonna be done in 3, 2, 1. Clippers down.
What I wish I did differently is probably starting at the top instead of the bottom of the haircut first, because I got a little bit lost halfway through, but I recovered.
If I were to redo it again, probably do a little bit more distinct guidelines, maybe a little higher, maybe even a little lower, who knows. Maybe Mike will be my new client in the future. Come on to Kelowna.
Do you think you're gonna win?
I don't know, I feel like anything's possible. Kyle did a crazy good cut, so I'm gonna leave it up to the judges to decide, but hopefully.
I'm gonna try my best, and if I win, I win. If I don't, oh well, I'm not gonna take it personally. Still fun, still having a great time.
Yeah, it was honestly a lot of fun. Kyle's a super nice guy. I hope I don't break his heart by beating him.
It was a good time so far. I hope I get to come back next time, but I'll be up to the judges.
Something that would impress me the most, I think, would just have to be like extreme cleanliness. Right now, this is a competition. It's nothing personal. Sometimes it's hard to see the things that are going on, you know? So and if your eyes aren't trained to see that flaw, you're not gonna see it. So having someone who is trained to see it can point it out for you, it'll help you with your learning journey. So the way I look at it, I'm helping these guys. We got Miko's finished cut here.
See, this I already like because they had said that their model doesn't do much with their hair in the morning.
Yep.
Lots of texture, lots of movement, a little bit different every day they do it.
Yeah, definitely loving the texture on top. Very easy maintenance on this one. I like the disconnection. If I had to be critical on it, I think this could have followed a little bit, and this little design here I really like. When you have fine hair like that,
doesn't show up quite as much.
You should probably leave those gaps maybe a little bit bigger. It would have kind of made them pop a little more. I think that would have took it to the next level. Creativity on this is really nice. I'm liking it.
Away. And around the back with the disconnection over the hairline.
Loving that.
Staying continuous with the texture all throughout.
And even the overall shape from the crown, I like that.
Yeah.
Little blowout off the crown there.
A little bit of weight left in there.
Yeah, that might be styling. Miko could have took care of a little bit of that. It's a little heavy for sure. I do feel like, if I spin this back around, I do feel like this is a bit more crisp than this. Or is that just me?
It might appear that way because of the extra work put in. No, it's pretty similar. Nice and clean.
Yeah, like it. Got everything.
Not a hair left, and all done with just a razor blade.
That
not
was
a straight
cool.
razor.
Yeah, I did like just the straight blade. I used to cut like that way back in the day. It's an old technique, but kind of lost and forgotten.
And
so
it
it's really
always
cool to
impresses
see
the client when
yeah,
you just pull that out.
It's really cool to see Miko bringing that back.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of critique on this one.
Not really. Can I mind if I take a look under here? There's a little bit of edge up here too, underneath. Did you have this line previously? No? No. Okay, yeah. But it's well done, not too far up, just enough to box those corners out a bit, but not over gouged in the corners.
Right off the bat, this is a really nice classic cut, but I'd say it's cleaner in here. As we move to the back, it gets a little heavy lower down.
Yeah, as far as the fade goes, there's definitely, I'm seeing a lot going on.
Continuity?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot, unfortunately. But I like that he faded out the beard. A lot of barbers, when they're not touching the beard, they just leave a little dead line there. He blended the beard in.
Lots of texture in the top, which
yeah,
I like.
The texture is nice.
Texture's making a comeback.
The texture is definitely nice. Let's check out the shape here. Let's push it out a little bit. Yeah, texture is nice, shape's nice. I feel like the bangs are a little bit heavy, I think, for sure.
He could have chipped into them a little more.
Could have chipped into a little bit more. You're getting kind of that blunt edge kind of on the front.
Yeah, you're getting a little longer hair behind the front.
Yeah,
as well.
and like there's just, this is so dense, there's no texture at all in this whole front row of hair, which is tough. The texture on the front is a little bit dense compared to the rest of the texture. I feel it's very flat, and you get this wall here on the front.
Heavy.
It's a little heavy. When it's styled down, it's a little better, but you can still see that like this is all just one chunk with no texture in it. You can even see.
If he had just chipped into that a little more.
Chipped in there a bit more, it would have broken that up. But right now you're getting this big fence on the front, which I'm not a huge fan of.
Reminiscent of the Caesar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, exactly, the Caesar flip kind of vibes, right? So his transition from foil
bald,
shaver to a 0.5 is actually really phenomenal. I feel like where he's struggling is kind of up in this blending area. I don't know if that's a scissor over comb or a clip over comb thing, or maybe he's jumping a guard. From here down, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, getting that from a foil shaver up to a 0.5 even.
But this is the hard part for a lot of barbers, right? So to see,
and when a client needs a bald fade, that's what they're after.
Exactly. So yeah. So I think if he works a little more on the transition into the top, I think it'll elevate the cut significantly.
And it also is a model with really fine hair, lots of little really fine hair. I would have liked to have seen that go a little higher up to the O-bone.
Yep.
You know.
Facilitate, but definitely the lower end of his fade is nice. I think overall, it needs work for sure. So we got lots to think about. We will be back to give you guys the final result here.
I like that they're two very different models today, giving two totally different looks. Both with fine textured hair, which you're seeing a lot more of nowadays, on the streets especially. Nice variation on the mullet and a beautifully executed classic cut from Kyle.
So this was, you know, the classic men's haircut versus the new age edgy style. It was really close call, and it was pretty hard to judge for us. If you're not winning today, it doesn't mean you're not an amazing barber. And with that being said, the winner of the first episode of Fade Masters is Miko.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, good job.
Very nice to compete again. Yeah.
You did a great
And
job.
also just super nice to get to know you.
Nice to get to know you too, man.
Were you expecting to win?
No, not at all. I was just honestly hoping to just like be here and have fun doing it, but it honestly feels really nice to have succeeded in this.
Not understanding or knowing my model was definitely a little bit of a challenge. If I could redo the haircut, I definitely would, but that's neither here nor there. That's in the past, and go forward from here.
Would you do it again if you could?
Absolutely, in a heartbeat. Yeah, this was a blast.
How are you feeling about the next round to the semifinals?
Oh, I'm pretty excited. I feel like it's gonna be like go time during that, so I need to start practicing and get like really iron in all of my skills.
What Cody said, where he's done some of the worst haircuts in public, he's talking about his competitions and stuff like that, or on camera. And that just makes me feel good as well, that some of the best barbers out there also make mistakes on camera, and I'll sleep well with that.
It was a tough decision for the judges to send Kyle home, and it's gonna be a long drive back to Kelowna, but he did great. Life goes on, and hair grows back. Join us in the next episode of Fade Masters for another exciting round of competition between barbers with amazing stories. Until then, stay out of hairy situations.